Alright, guys. So let's, sorry, snow here. Let's go for absolute zero. Right on the money. Let's go with a name. Now, what do we name it? Now, what do we name this? Base. $300 and up. Because I need to achieve 300 people in order to basically get the very last milestone for this. So, as we go on this adventure, we'll see truly how things go. Okay, it's been a minute, but I know I'm not that fresh about this game. Okay, so let's get ourselves. Let's actually see what we have to work with. Lots of flat ground, so that's no big. We get none of this. Build a power collector, and immediately adjacent to that, this. Move faster, my people. Time is calling. Time for you to breathe. You also need a mess hall. Make it a small one. We're not gonna skimp out on the power. Cannot afford to do that. So, while they are building their little things that I have assigned them to do, oh, to build everything in a timely manner. Isn't like really anything much to build, but they have something to build. Okay. Maybe. Never mind. The small one was not the option. But a slightly larger one. Build a small bunk. And for external elements, we will go with a mine, a singular one, and a minor processing facility. If plastic is left, rot out there. Okay. Slow us down. Got the bugs built. Got the mine. Got the canteen. processing facility. Yeah, I was thinking something. You best build that. Because y'all gonna need the water. That's just me being. Wow. Really? Really? Can we, like, build the water? Guys? They're gonna need to get out of bed and, drink water. Okay. Go with one. And we'll go with a corn plant over there for the decorum. Because we ain't living the fancy life yet. Dear friends. We got poor status. We aren't even middle class. Still have our shuttle. That's all good and stuff. Friendo needs to go drink some water. Alright, there we go. So, let's get this processing facility built. We are going to have to scamp out on material, though. I have suddenly just realized I'm going to need to break down the pod. Okay, I break down the pod. And what I'm going to do is build a larger facility for more processing. Because it makes sense to have that early on, because you're going to be bottlenecked. And then I'm going to have to upscale and all that stuff, and it's just gonna be a big old pain in the peen. So, let's just do this for the meantime. Beds are not a problem. Friend is a bit moody, but we can fix that. On second thought, I need to break the TV. Break the TV. Do that. And then do that. There we go. Gotcha. Okay. We'll go with metal processor on one side and bioplastic on the other. And then to top it off, we will go with let's see. What would be the best place to put the lab? I'm unsure about this. I want it to be a dead end, though. So let's slow this down. See if I can. Okay. Is that enough room to put a small lab? I believe so. Like, there we go. Okay, with that lab, I will spur off right here and have a match facility that if any of my people were to so get hurt, they would be able to fix themselves, and then they would be self-sustaining. Although I am now noticing something that is a bit of a discrepancy that I did not want to notice. More the word. Oh, how this just went from good to not quite good. So, we got the meats and all that stuff. Wait. Before I touch anything, I actually do need one medical bed. Okay, so do we physically have any more plastic? If not, I'm just gonna break one of the tables. How do I pull up my list? We got one plastic free. Got 4 iron free. That's cool. Okay, so we got a medical bed in case if someone gets hurt. That's good. And we do not have enough plastic to build that. So, since we already have medical supplies, I now see that that was a waste, but now we are needing food. I could have synthesized food in the meantime, but we don't have enough plastic. We couldn't afford to have enough plastic. I guess my people are going to be dealing with one table. If they can't, well, then I guess that's on them. If need be, I will synthesize food. But I just don't feel that that would necessarily be the brightest thing, considering we have 2 bright biologists by the name of Lily Simpson and Bernardo Welch. We will remember these people. Okay. So we want a fast-producing plant. So we will go with that. Since this is fast-producing, I won't need to worry about because they produce 2 each. But I got 7 people. So until they, pick up the pep or the step, I won't exactly be getting anything else that's, resembling fancy stuff. So I may need to rebuild my lab. I may. That iron is right in the way. Right in the way. But I can produce more, so whoop-de-doo. We ran out of food. Gee, I could have told you that. They're working on it. Also, work on that faster. If need be, I'll ditch a bed for another food plot. Okay, so how hungry are you? You're kind of hungry. How hungry are you? You're kind of hungry. Man, I sincerely help. No, I hope that this food stuff will be done growing, and then I'll be able to process the starch into more plastic. Oh, buddy, he's gonna, well, just eat it. Not easy. Come on, man. Grab some food. Eat. This will limit how many people can eat. Buddy, what are you doing? Eat. Grab food. Starving friend. What are you doing? Friend. Friendo. Friendo del Carezio. Go grab food. Go get food. Food, you numbskull. Trent. Trent. Friend. Power storage is low. I get that. Trent. Triton. Kent. Plants be done processing the food. Friendo here is about to frickin' die. Sneeze anymore, and he's gonna be whistling Dixie. He's gonna be going to the forever box here in a moment. If you don't grab that damn food and slug it on his. There we go. There we go, guys. Yeah. People with that necessity need to eat and all the likes that and this stuff. But yeah. Okay, yeah, I can see that. Keep processing. This is not enough food to sustain. But it should for the moment. Now here, though, I don't know. Because the friend needs to eat. He needs to eat. Because the biologists are like one of the ones that, well and truly, do need the food. Come on, man. Go grab the food. No! Food! Go grab the food! Why are you guys just eating the food? Get the meal, get the meal, get the meal. Eat! You are one lucky bastard. One lucky fob. This place demands attention. This will be making more food. Like, immediately. Even though we only have 2 biologists, this is gonna have to work. Because I genuinely do not want my people to start biting the dust. But without this, they might just do that. They might just. And we run out of food. And we made food. Okay. And at this point, we should have some synthesized meat. My man, I don't care if you have to eat on the ground. Do it. Food, eat. Okay. We're synthesizing more. That's good. Make sure you don't get the meats all the same, or else they'll get malnutrition from eating the same foods. To shit. Well, ain't this just a bag of sack of crap? Well, this run just became physically impossible. Okay, load. Depending on how far back this save is, I may or may not be able to recover. Here calls for some magic measures, man. Okay, since I know food's gonna be a real stiff problem, we're gonna knuckle down on all this. We're gonna build this. We're gonna synthesize enough food such that the people will be happy and actually eat. They will actually eat for once. Because the majority of my people are doing fine right now. But that isn't really the problem. My people can last. However, the people that cannot is my one sole engineer, my one sole medic, My biologist. My biologist bite the dust. I will bite the dust. And that is just the low and the short of it. That is not what you call a fun scenario. Okay. Now we're about to have this one, and this one will be mostly food, but there will be one medical table there so that the guy can make medical kits if need be. Yeah. Good stuff. Now it's going to immediately start. They're right here. They can just go into a flying V, go from point to point. Yeah, okay. No. No. Okay. We're going to be getting 4 food from that. Every 2 or every 1 day. I don't know. I don't know. Man, I told you, I don't know what you're saying. You are a cat. I do not understand links. Well, cat and links are different things, but you get the point. Okay, already produced a bit of synthesized meat. The last one will be pork, because it's chicken, beef, and pork. Our food stocks may be low, but we still have a regenerative food stock, so so long as we have water. As long as we have water, we can make all the food we want. Synthesize, that is. Now, synthesized food is not necessarily a bad thing, because you can combine the foods with all the other stuffs and such like that. Like the meal maker, such as these recipes. So, we can make a shit ton of pasta or burger. So, with any of the meats, I want wheat, I want maize, tomatoes, mushrooms, any 3 different veggies equals salad, equal a salad. Right now, I just want to add another thing because this is going to add a crump under their workload. But since it's just the both of them, and they're working on 3 plants right now, they already got a rice. Let's give them 2 plants that are stop that. Let's give them 2 plants that are, well, one that's slow growing, one that's normal growing. Okay. Well, I can see that they are hungry. That's good. And we got another plant. That means we'll be able to get some corn. Well, yeah, maize is kind of like wild corn. Okay. No one hungry? No one in the mines? There's a guy in the mines. Do we have a stock of food for the person that is maybe hungry? Good thing it grows slowly and requires minimal tending, which means that they can focus their efforts on other plants. But not only that, these two plants right here give them opportunities to basically make food varieties. Personally, I would be eating the rice. Yeah, that's good and all. But protein is something you need too. So, yeah, without that, well, malnutrition would set in, and then I'd really be boned. Because that's not contagious, but as soon as your people develop it, it's going to be a hard thing to shake once you develop it. Because you will have had to stay on the same food diet for the longest time. And I'm only on day 8. Going on day 8. So, we save right here, because I know it's all good. Make sure I have a hard save. In case if anything, flubs up, I can just reload the save. Okay, we have a surplus of metal. That is something I really, really like to see. So, how about a small... that's just gonna decay out there. How about a small storage? Somewhere to put some things. Like those. We gotta up our water production. We gotta up our power production. If that by marginally. By merely adding a turbine. But how's our power draw? If we had a factory and a landing pad and a dorm, if I add another one, could be good, could be bad. I will definitely need to get another water extractor because I don't have the patent for the big ones. And then I'll build a tank. Well, you got blundering boobs. Well, that requires metal. This doesn't require metal because it only requires one plastic. And we will have the starch in a very short second. This stuff seems to be tended to. Well, it's good to know they prioritize the synthesizers. However, I do require them to be tentative to other things other than carrying crap around the base, because without them tending to these plants, we get no starch. And no starch, no plastic. And no plastic, no base building, really. I mean, I can base build with metal, but, without the whole plastic factor, you kind of can't really make the structure bend, flex. Don't know the whole mineral composition of turning starch into plastic, but, hey, if I could do that, I would have turned the starch skimmed this freaking starch off the rice after washing it. Still eat the rice. But, yeah. Enough beds. I probably want a cabin just because for, the, comfy beds. They may be single beds, yes, but the fact that they offer a morale boost whenever they sleep, like they increase morale whenever they sleep on the comfy beds, is something that I do need, because these bunk beds, having high morale is really good for work efficiency. So I will place a small one right there. Okay, that's just a storage. Now we'll just start dumping excess stuff there, including the robots. Let's see. Eight. 16. So if I just go 25 medical supplies, I do 100 spares, 5 semiconductors, and about 10 guns, because that's about as enough that the weapon lockers can hold. We'll be getting a large, well, the largest that I can make without patent windmill turbine, such that we get the ability to make the. Oh, I'm messing this up on how to word it. If we, get the landing pad right here and make the factory and stick it like right here, we could have enough people, or we could absolutely royally bone ourselves on the fact that we could be using too much power. But as soon as we get a water tank, I'll be able to get a water readout to make sure how much water we're using, and if we are using too much. Because as it is, we are using quite a amount of water. May not seem like it, but yeah, this number will change and is subject to change very easily. So we can, in fact, run out of water. Which, if we run out of water, no oxygen being made, and the synthesizers will not work, the planes will not grow, and we'll just die, because we'll shrivel up and die, because water is the life source of everything. Water gives oxygen. Without water, we humans would not be in a stellar state. We wouldn't even be able to be fit for interstellar travel, which would be kind of sad. Well, good thing the wind's kicking the maximum, and that means we're generating power right now. Ironically, we are generating power. Not by, much, but, it's a little bit. But we already have one reactor. Well, I call it a reactor because it's look like a nuclear reactor, but also, in my term, a reactor is something that can amass and give out large power. It's the wrong term. I get it. I'm tired. Okay. Give me a break. Just this once. So, it seems like food's coming along. That was close. The veggies seem to be coming at a steady pace. We're using them as they come. The meat's coming and going. It's doing good. Okay, we may have a surplus of food. We got all the stuff from out there in here, so it won't be weathered. Okay. So, anything excess? I'll place the factory right here. Because now that I have this built, I should be able to build more cabins. And that should be enough right now, because when they go to sleep in it, they will recover their... they will recover... Not recover. They will be more well-rested. That's the term. Yeah. I planned that all along. Nope. Let's see. Since the sun's coming up and it's 5:33. Whenever it gets to about 50 minutes, I will cut it. And that will be part 1 of this whole endeavor of me trying to get my little spacefaring people to turn to a 7. Turn that 7 into, well, population 300. Food stocks may be low. Also, that's another thing I need to worry about. Welfare. I did not think about that. Although if I get enough infrastructure coming, and I build enough bots, because as is right now, I could just build a carrier bot. If I can get that going with little input from me, then all the heavy lifting around the base will be done to the robots. Efficiency will be up, because then they'll be moving things from point A to point B, like food from the synthesizer to the storage, and then from the storage to the meal maker. It's just a roundabout circle. But this game starts with a little thing we like to call landing pad. So, what we need currently in this immediate moment is biologists. Because without them guys, we cannot, synthesize the food. We can't tend to the food. Because these guys have special knowledge. Special shit. I'm sorry. They got the special knowledge. They got, the hidden grimoire of, botany hidden away somewhere. These guys have the natural green thumb. Well, the cool thing is, when there's a dust storm, all my turbines kick into full effect, but my panels get starved. Good thing my panel had a turbine, or else my power collector would not be full. And I would be sucking wind throughout the night. Hopefully, relying on the panel to give me the power that I need to keep the base functioning. If need be, I can turn it to, disable all non-vital things. But we all know everything right now is vital. Is very vital. Without all this stuff, well, in general, if I didn't have this before I got, if I didn't have the medical facility before I got the mine, there could have been a high chance that a guy could have went in, and if luck was not on my side, he could have came back out a minute later hurt, and I wouldn't have been able to have him work. Because once someone is hurt, they are physically unable to work until they get tended to. If it's just, a busted bone, like a work-related injury, it's not a bad thing. If it's the flu, which you don't need to worry about, because the only time we'll ever get the flu is when we have visitors visiting our base, paying to visit, mind you. And then we gotta worry about solar flares, but they don't happen on this planet. But we can come in contact with people that can be affected by solar flares. To achieve 300 people is a true crowning achievement in itself, and it's something that I strive for, because in order to manage 300 people, you need to manage some stupid amount of power, some stupid amount of food, some stupid amount of water, and on top of that, above all else, protection against the people who will raid your base and try and overwhelm your security force and take over your base. Fortunately, your citizens don't go down for nothing, and they will go down swinging if they have to defend their home. Kick the base into red alert. Every citizen, if there's a locker around that has a firearm inside of it, they will go retrieve a firearm and fight. If they don't, then they will fight with their bare fists. We have a water weed out. Read out. Well, good thing we got a buffer of 600 units of water. I'm not sure if that's gallons, liters, teardrops. I don't know. Don't know what the metric is for this. I'm just gonna say units of water. But well, I think it was a good adventure, and I hope it was for you. And again, on my TikTok, I have a little poll there that you can go and see and answer. If you do so, please. But only answer if you've watched this. Because your honest reactions is something that is very honest and true to me. Thank you. And have a good morning, because it just turned morning.